So we have all of these wild blackberries on our property, which I may have pointed out in our previous video. And it is the season in which we pick wild blackberries. So I'm out here I'll come out here every couple of days and pick. I better pick that one. Look at all the ripe ones back there. I don't know if you can see that. I'm probably gonna have to get in from this side to get those. But yeah, I'm just out here picking them. I'll make some more jam most likely, and yeah, that's what I'm doing today. Check out this guy. Look at him. You can almost, I almost thought it was just like a, there we go. I almost thought that was like just a dead head of a flower. It's a moth. He's pretty cool, huh? I've seen a couple of these. I don't know if these are the hornworm moth mamas or what, but I've seen a few of them in my garden. Alright, so I've been kind of slacking when it comes to making content because I have a lot going on in my life right now. Which I have been having a lot going on in my life for months at this point. So, it just is what it is. So I am bringing you out with me to check the garden out, harvest some stuff. We've got some cucumbers growing. I bet the chickens ate the good ones. Maybe not. My chickens aren't fenced in right now, so I am currently, we have our moments with the chickens. Sometimes they don't eat everything in sight, and sometimes they do. But we've been getting a ton of cucumbers. These are silver slicers. I really like these, actually. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about them, but they are very prolific. They're doing okay in this crazy heat, which is kind of nice, because this summer has been something. I'm sure you all know. It's been hot. Very, very hot. I'm not seeing anything else here. So I originally thought I had planted melons somewhere along this trellis, but I don't know. I have found one melon and the chickens ate it, and it was on the other side here. But these are, can you see it? Yeah, there it is. Armenian cucumbers. The Armenian yard-long cucumbers. I have another one growing right up there. 2 of them. My trellises are also like 8 feet tall because our beds are like, God, I think they're over 2 feet tall. So the trellis starts up there and then it arches across, and the walkways are 4 feet. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Here's another. But yeah, I haven't been posting as much as I would like, and I'm going to try to do better if I can help it. I had gotten myself set up on a new PC, and then it was a used computer, I guess technically. We bought it from my husband's brother, and I had it set up, got everything installed on it, got all of his stuff wiped off of it, and was like good to go. And it lasted me a week, and then it died. I think, here's a really big one. Hell yeah, that's huge. Okay. Hold on. Look at that big thing. Huge. Anyway, the computer died. I think the hard drive failed or the motherboard messed up. I'm not entirely certain. My brother's a computer dude. And, I had him help me try and troubleshoot it. But we never quite worked out. Yeah, we never quite worked out what needed to be done. So I bought, oh, there's another melon, look. Hopefully, I had one other one down here, and the chickens ate it. And, it was like hidden, I found it, and then the next day they found it. So the trap of having chickens in your garden. It has been nice though, because pest pressure has been almost nothing. Here's my noodle beans. They're living their best. I have so many noodle beans. I have preserved so many noodle beans. I've been dehydrating them because I'm not really sure what else to do with them. Oh, that didn't work out the way I wanted it to, did it? Well, I've been dehydrating them because I'm not really sure what else I should do with them. And, yeah, it's been a time. Let me get my basket because it's over here. So I've been getting quite a few noodle beans, and this is the first year I've grown noodle beans. And if you've never grown them, these things, they grow really fast. I don't know if it's the heat or if it's just how they usually are, but I get like from nothing to like full size in like a day. They're raring to go. Could also be that I have ants pollinating everything like crazy in this bed. But yeah, so anyway, I got the PC going, and then it died, and then I had to buy new parts for it, which is kind of a problem because right now I'm unemployed, which is part of the reason my life has been so crazy. Essentially, how do I explain this in a way that's concise, because it's been very complicated. I'm sorry if my camera is crazy. I'm really not, I can't like look at what I'm doing and look at the camera at the same time. So how do I explain this? Okay, I took care of developmentally disabled people for 15 years. It was a part of my like family. My dad's sister is developmentally disabled, and because of this, my grandparents opened a group home years ago. I don't know how many years ago, but years ago. They had a group home for a very, very long time, and then when they retired, my mother took the business over. Because when my mother married my father, she fell in love with it. She thought it was the neatest thing on the planet. And so my mother ran the group home, and I ended up, when I turned 18, because you have to be 18 years old. I am very sorry. I have ants climbing all over me. It is wild. But anyway, when I turned 18, I started working for the family business. And when I did so, with the intention that I was going to do it while I was in college. And then once I graduated college, I would move on and do whatever it was that I went to college for. That was my plan. Because at that time, I have very different opinions about college now. I'll just put it this way. I have a degree. I graduated from college. And the short story is, I think college is a scam. If you want to hear about it, I can tell you about it. But that's just the short version. But that's beside the point. My sunflower opened. It's so beautiful. Anyway, so long story short, I ended up working for my parents. I ended up not deciding that what I was doing with my parents' business was far more valuable than anything I could have done in the field that I had gotten my degree in, which was graphic design. So I kept just doing what I was doing. It felt meaningful. It felt important. I felt like I was making a difference in people's lives. I was doing something that I felt provided an important value to the world and to people. So, I did that for 15 years. So my parents had to give up the group home this past March, the very end of March, because my father has a rare form of cancer, which I am pretty sure he got from Roundup usage, which we could have a conversation about that, but I'm pretty sure that's where he got it. And he couldn't be around people who are going to be in hospitals or around other communities and things like that. So anyway, long story short, they had to make the decision pretty much immediately, like within 2 days, to shut down the group home. And so they did. They shut it down, and it took 2 months to close it out. So I wanted to help my parents. I wrote out that, sorry, if you hear my chickens screaming in the background, they do that. So I wrote out, the final 2 months of the group home without, stopping to look for employment, because I wanted to help my parents. And then afterward, I helped them because I had to move out of this house that they'd been in for 22 years. I had to help them move, they had a garage sale that I helped them with. I was just, because my dad couldn't do anything, and my mom was doing it all on her own, and I couldn't, leave her to do that. So I went to help her, and yeah, that's what I did until the middle of June. And the middle of June, the group home ended, the garage sale was over, and it was time for me to start looking for work. And that's where I have been since. Essentially, I have been trying to find a job that will accommodate my homestead lifestyle. In other words, I want a job where I can either work from home, or I can be home frequently enough to manage a homestead, because this is what I want to do with my life. I know that I want this to be my focus in life. That's where I've been. That's where I'm at. These tomato plants just aren't doing hot. I think it's just the heat. I'm not sure. They all kind of got sick. I mean, it is August, so I didn't start getting fruit on my plants until fairly recently. So, it kind of sucks that everything's already starting to peter out. But it is what it is. I do plan on starting a fall garden this year, which I did not do last year, so I am hoping that works out for me. So anyway, that's where I've been. That's what the crux of the majority of the things that I have dealt with my my life is I'm having just a huge uproot of my life. No work, no job. The group home, which we had people that I have known my entire life living there, that I was taking care of, that had to move out. We had people that I, was taking care of that have been around for half of my life. I've known these people forever, and they're basically family to me. So it was really difficult in a lot of ways to let that go. Oh, my tomato. I need to tie that up. It's falling over. That's no good. It was hard for that reason. It was hard, for a lot of reasons. Oh no, armyworm. Oh, that one was the chickens. That's the only thing about the chickens in the garden, man. They just tear shit up. They tear it up. I might have to spray if there's armyworms. Spray BT. I use BT. It's seemingly like the only thing that really helps with the armyworms. I actually haven't had many armyworms this year. Last year I had a ton, but I also had my chickens in my garden all year. And so I'm thinking that might play a factor or role into that. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is. I'd like to think so anyway. Ooh, there's a really beautiful ripe tomato right up there. Let's hope it doesn't have any. Oh no, it's been chewed up. Oh no, that's sad. Oh, yep, armyworm. Yep, I'm gonna have to get some BT going. Put that in the compost. I'm gonna go ahead and pull things that are somewhat ripe, as to try and avoid more armyworms. Because I haven't gotten many tomatoes this year. It's been so hot. Like, if you look, let's see if I can find a good example. You look at all of my blossoms, if it'll focus, you can't really see, it's starting to get dark, but they're all dried up and dead because it's been like 95 plus degrees almost every single day since June, since the middle of June, and I just don't even know. My beans have basically had it. I think I've gotten all I am going to get off of them, and I need to pull the plants, but I just haven't made that yet. Look at my sunflower. Isn't it lovely? It was like, it opened earlier this week or last week. I don't know, but I love it. It makes me so happy. Yeah, so that's kind of been why I haven't been consistent. My life is so insane. It is so difficult for me to remain consistent in a way that works for me. Like, I want, and I've just been taking the time. Like, I have a lot of free time right now, I guess, but I am going through some other things too, mentally and emotionally, that I really don't want to put out on the internet for the world to hear. It probably would help people to, you know, have someone who gets it, but at the same time, like, nobody really wants to share their greatest vulnerabilities on the internet to strangers when they don't know anyone. It's just horrifying, honestly. By the way, Puma peppers, these guys, I love these. They're really hot, but they have like a smoky sort of flavor, and I think they're delicious. They're one of my favorite peppers that we grow. I am trying to get enough peppers again to can another batch of salsa, because last year we had peppers galore, and I canned a bunch of salsa, and we ate all of it, I think, except for like 2 jars, I think. So it all got eaten except for like 2 jars. And by the way, these jigsaw peppers, wild, beautiful, and lovely. I love the plants, although these peppers have just gotten out of hand. These peppers are so hot. They're so tiny, and they're so hot. It is wild. None of those are quite ready. I have a round of volunteer ground cherries up in this bed too, because these are habanadas, I believe. The ones in the other bed are habaneros. I grow both, so like this, you almost can't tell the difference. This is the habanada, this is the habanero. They essentially look the same. But they're super They're good if you want more of that habanero flavor, but not as much heat, because, yeah, habaneros can be pretty damn hot. What else? Is there any more? There's some shishitos over there I could pull. Any of these I should pull. I think I could leave them. That one's got a blemish on it. I'm going to take it. If it has a blemish, like something's been trying to chew on it, I try to go ahead and take it so that it doesn't get too messed up. I'm sorry if this video is all over the place. The camera is just... I need to get better at like figuring out how to shoot videos. It is not my forte, I will say that. It's not. Those are jalapenos. These are jalapenos, which I kind of just want to leave. I initially thought that these were cayennes, but I think there's something else. These are fish peppers, but the fish peppers are just... This one got eaten. The fish peppers aren't producing like they did last year. They're like, the peppers are really small. I might need to fertilize, honestly. I haven't done that out here. And I think I should. Fish peppers are good though. They're a little hot. They're not like wildly hot, but they're pretty good. I've been going through it, and the only thing that really keeps me sane, if I'm honest, is spending time with my husband and spending time in this garden and spending time preserving food. It's the only thing that's kept me sane, because when you're in a position like I am, where the economy is in shambles seemingly, and you have no money, you're struggling to get more money, you know, because like, this is the thing, right? My husband got a job. He had a job for a month, and then they fired him. So, yeah, that's that with that. These plants are just so crazy. I think that's everything that I have to pick for now. Yeah, I'm, you know, looking for a job. I'm dealing with some other stuff. Like, we have to put our cat to sleep tomorrow that we've had for 11 years because she has congestive heart failure, and none of the medication that she's on is working, and we have tried everything and nothing is working. So we have to put her to sleep, and we're still both unemployed, looking for jobs, trying to figure stuff out, trying to make the homestead keep going while, you know, I think the frustrating thing for me is, before I was in a position where we weren't making a ton of money at our job, but we were making enough money that I could reasonably keep building on the homestead every couple of months. So like every few months I would buy something else that we needed. And in this case, like, because this happened, or when it happened in March, I just stopped buying stuff in March because I was like, well, we're going to need as much extra money as we can get, because we don't know what's going to happen. And so that's kind of what I did. And then it just got, you know, to the point where we're in August now, and I still haven't worked out what to do. But aren't these zinnias lovely? Yeah, so we can't work on the homestead. Like, we can't expand the homestead. Obviously, I'm doing what I can with what I have now, so I'm taking care of the plants that I have. I have a bunch of seeds, so I am going to try and start some fall crops. So I need to do that this week. I should have done it like a week or two ago. You know, but things have been a little bit chaotic. My tomato plants are starting to peter out. Shockingly, my cucumbers are still doing well, so I'm just going to leave those guys there until they stop producing or they start dying, because I will take all the cucumbers that I can get. I love cucumbers, and I made a batch of pickles 2 days ago. So, you know, things are getting done and things are happening. But anyway, I've been rambling. I'm hoping that things will pan out. I'm hoping that things will improve and get better, and we will be able to move on and continue building on the homestead, because it is this is important to me. I mean, all of this. I'm sure that anybody who's interested in this sort of content probably thinks the same. That tomato is huge, and it's starting to blush. But I don't want to pull it just yet because it's not really blushed much. But I don't want the struggle is real. The armyworm's in the back bed. Let's just hope they don't get to it. Okay, I'm done getting distracted. But I think anybody who homesteads feels what I'm feeling. It's like you want to continue to build your homestead and your farm and make it more sustainable and, you know, get more food security. I mean, I will tell you, like, eggs, I can't believe how expensive eggs have gotten in the last year. I don't even know how long it's been really when the price started going up, but eggs are like almost $5 a dozen for the cheap, crappy eggs here at our local store. And that is just mind-boggling to me because it's just, they suck. And I haven't had to buy eggs, knock on wood, since when? I guess last fall when my chickens first started laying. I haven't had to buy any eggs, and I've just been eating what we have. And so it's been really nice. But if our chickens molt this year, which I suspect they will, this is my first, I guess technically it's my second year having chickens. My chickens turned a year old in April. So we'll see. I don't know. If my chickens stop laying, though, I'm not going to have that. But it's been nice to have that food sustainability of having eggs that I harvested from my chickens on my property. And I know what I fed them, and I know what they're eating, and I know that they're, you know, getting all of this daylight, and they're healthy and happy. And that means so much to me to have that, and to have this garden that, you know, especially with my father, right? Him having a cancer that was likely caused from Roundup usage, and thinking about how much Roundup is on everyone's food, like from the store, like every other place that you get food, thinking about that is just awful. And so thinking about how I have all of this food in this garden that I am growing that I haven't put any chemicals on this year. Nothing. I've put nothing on my garden this year. Not a thing. Now, granted, you saw I have some armyworms, and that's kind of a problem, and I may have to put some BT on there. But I mean, if that's the worst, it's August. If that's the worst that I get for pest pressure this year because I had chickens in my garden, I'm okay with that. I mean, I did lose some cucumbers, and I've lost some tomatoes to the chickens, but overall, and I tried to plant squash, and they scratched it up. So, but overall, like, my garden has done well for what it is, and so, I don't know. It's just one of those things. I think it just takes time and patience, and it'll get there eventually, and it's just one of those things. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I know my camera work is hot garbage. I know I've been just showing you plants because I haven't set up a situation where I can get a camera where I can put it on myself, because I can't do that with my phone, or it's just not going to work. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed walking through my garden with me and picking some food to take in and prep to preserve or eat. And yeah, take care, guys.